美国总统拜登的住宅搜出了机密的文件，风波持续延烧。司法部20号派了联邦调查局 FBI 搜索拜登位在德拉瓦州的私宅，找出了6份的机密文件。拜登的律师也发声明证实。
And Bob Bauer said that they opened up the home so that the Justice Department could search through all quarters of the home. That includes the living, the working, and the storage areas. And I want to read you a bit detailing what this search consisted of, what kinds of materials they were looking through. Bob Bauer said in a statement, quote, DOJ had full access to the president's home, including personally handwritten notes, files, papers, binders, memorabilia, to-do lists, schedules, and reminders going back decades. DOJ took possession of materials it deemed within the scope of its inquiry, including 6 items consisting of documents with classification markings and surrounding materials, some of which were from the president's service in the Senate, and some of which were from his tenure as vice president. DOJ also took for further review personally handwritten notes from the vice presidential years.
好，拜登的律师鲍尔证实 ，FBI 在拜登的私宅找出了6份的机密文件，整体的搜索行动持续13个小时，搜索的范围包括了客厅、房间、书房，还有储藏室。拜登的律师说，司法部已经带走他们认为在其调查范围之内的材料，但是外界分析恐怕会影响到拜登2024的连任之路。我国的驻美代表萧美琴接受美联社的专访，在相关提问的内容当中，萧美琴被问到了部分的美国国会议员认为，美国应该要放弃战略模糊政策，明确表示美国将会跟台湾并肩作战。还有另外就是包含了媒体报道指出，美国国民兵已经开始训练台湾的部队。萧美琴其实对于这2个问题都没有正面的答复，但是她强调的是，台湾正做好准备，避免乌克兰的悲剧在台湾重演。至于美国的众院议长麦卡锡到底该不该来到台湾访问呢？萧美琴表示，这是他个人的决定，但是北京政府无权决定或是定义台湾应该要如何跟世界打交道。
Everything we're doing now is to prevent the pain and suffering of the tragedy of Ukraine from being repeated in our scenario in Taiwan. So ultimately, we seek to deter the use of military force. But in a worst-case scenario, we understand that we have to be better prepared so as to fortify our defenses and to prevent an attack from harming the people of Taiwan. So we are watching closely. There are a lot of sympathies for the Ukrainian people in Taiwan. We have sent a lot of humanitarian aid and support from our people to the Ukrainian people. From a defense and security perspective, we are learning that there is much to be done in terms of countering an asymmetric situation. The Ukrainian resistance has proved to be very resilient, which is rather inspiring for many. And we are also targeting our own defense reforms in a way that will also enable our defenses to be resilient and strong in an asymmetric way. I think it's critical to send a consistent message to the authoritarian leaders that force is never an option. Force will not be tolerated. The use of force will be met by a strong international response, including consequences on the party that initiates such unprovoked military force.
The U.S. for decades now has had the policy of strategic ambiguity, where it leaves ambiguous whether its military would respond if China were to attack Taiwan. Is that still serving the purpose that it needs to?
It has preserved peace. The status quo has enabled a situation where we have had significant political differences across the Taiwan Strait, and yet we can coexist in a peaceful way. In terms of international assistance for Taiwan, of course, the people of Taiwan welcome any help possible in maintaining the peace and stability that serves our interests. But at the same time, we also understand that we have to be willing to invest in our own defenses if we are to expect anyone to help us.
Should House Speaker Kevin McCarthy visit Taiwan while he's in office as House Speaker?
Well, that will be his decision, but I think ultimately the people of Taiwan have welcomed visitors from around the world. Taiwan is encountering a situation where we are constantly facing China's suppression of our international space. We are being bullied against making friends internationally. China, the PRC government, through its global political influence campaigns, seeks to marginalize Taiwan and prevent the people of Taiwan from connecting to the world. And so I must say that, as a general principle, the people of Taiwan are always open and welcoming to international visitors. Having said that, I think it's important to highlight that, the PRC government has no right to decide or define how we engage with the world. We are a globally connected society today. And I think the people of Taiwan desire to have friends. We will continue to try to make friends.